So I guess talking about your living circumstances and situations in the state of Pernambuco, the weather is awesome. Like many people will tell you that Brazil is just scorching hot. Honestly, yeah, in the summertime it does get a few degrees hotter, but year round it's a pretty moderate temperature between 70 and 85 degrees. It's somewhat humid. It's not like the Amazon. I'm sure that there's other missions in Brazil that are hotter, but everywhere you go is on foot. You will not have a bicycle, as you probably found out in your call packet. But you will not have a bicycle, so you'll be on foot. Hope you get some good shoes. You know, I went through 2 pairs on my mission, just 2 pairs. My entire mission, I went through those. So yeah, it's hot though. But at night, it's just such a nice temperature. Usually there's a nice breeze. If you're by the beach or not, it's about that. So it's a pretty nice climate. I would definitely suggest, if you're an elder, you should definitely get short sleeves. And as a sister, some sisters wear pants, because you can do that now. And definitely short sleeves. It's the best idea because it's a little toasty, a little roasty down there in Pernambuco. So your transportation, as I said, you'll be on foot the most of the time, but in the cases that you'll be going to, maybe you'll have a really large area. I guess there's a few areas. I can't give you an exact estimate, but I guess there's a lot of areas that you will be traveling by bus quite a bit because they're in, I guess, the inner parts of Pernambuco, where that's what they call it. I don't know why they call it the inner parts. It's called the interior. I guess they call it the interior because it's farther away from the beach. So yeah, usually about the farther away you get from Recife, they call it the interior, the more interior you get. So as you get away from the city, you'll usually have larger areas. The largest area that we have in the mission is Serra Telhada, and that's an enormous area. And so you'd be traveling by bus quite a bit. But yeah, I guess to get in between, maybe you need to go to a district meeting or a mission meeting in Recife, you'll be taking buses. If you're really wealthy, which, you're a missionary and have your missionary funds, you could be taking a taxi. But yeah, just the buses are wonderful. And they're definitely a lot different than what you may think. The buses, I guess if I would compare it to something, if you've ever seen Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, those buses are just like that bus, except not 3 stories high. Those buses are like going crazy. I mean, I've had a couple of crazy experiences on those buses where you're just super jam-packed. It's hot. There's no air conditioning. It's just so fun. Just, weaving in between cars and whatnot. They go very fast. And so, yeah, your first day, I remember my first day when I first got down there. I got on the bus with all my suitcases. My trainer was trying to speak to me. He didn't know any English. And that's something very common. You probably will have Brazilian companions or Hispanic companions that don't speak English. But yeah, just fun fact. But yeah, so on that bus, I was just so lost. And everyone was like looking at like this American that's just like getting knocked back and forth. Everyone seemed to be balancing really well, but I thought I had a good sense of balance, but I guess not. But yeah, so those buses, be ready to, maybe go surfing. I don't know how you can prepare for this, but just work on your sense of balance there because that's fun. You also have good opportunities to talk to people on the buses about Christ. So don't be distracted by the weaving, all around. You'll have great opportunities to make some, contacts and talk to people about the gospel. So yeah. Speaking of apartments, yeah, the apartments are nice. I think, yeah, you'll definitely live in the upper end part of the neighborhoods. I mean, of course, you might have those experiences. My first house that I lived in, was just filled with ants and lots of bugs. But, I mean, we talked to president and we were able to switch our house. So I mean, your living conditions will be pretty normal. There are a lot of mosquitoes, so, be ready for that. But yeah, housing is good.